Welcome to Wonderscape. Imagine standing at the pinnacle of wealth, commanding empires worth billions, only to see it all vanish overnight. Today, we reveal shocking stories of billionaires who lost everything. Not just their fortunes, but their power, their reputations and legacies. From reckless decisions to outright scandal, these stories reveal the dark side of ambition and the fragile line between triumph and disaster. One question remains. How can everything disappear so fast? Stick around for the most jaw-dropping fall of them all. It will leave you speechless. Let's dive in. 10. Eike Batista. From Brazil's richest to rock bottom. Eike Batista once dreamt of becoming the world's richest man. At his peak, he was worth $30 billion, dominating Brazil's oil and gas industry. But his downfall came swiftly when his company, OGX, failed to deliver on production promises. Investors fled, shares collapsed, and Batista was forced to sell off assets, including yachts and luxury homes. Legal troubles soon followed, as he faced charges of bribery and corruption. His story remains a stark warning about the dangers of overpromising and under-delivering. Would you have trusted his ambitious vision, or would you have seen the cracks forming? 9. Vijay Mallya, the king of good times. Once celebrated as India's flamboyant king of good times, Vijay Mallya lived an extravagant lifestyle funded by his empire of liquor brands and Kingfisher Airlines. However, his over-the-top spending and poor financial management led to Kingfisher Airlines' collapse. Unpaid employees and mounting debts painted a grim picture. Mallya fled India in 2016, leaving behind a trail of legal troubles. Once worth $1.5 billion, he now battles to avoid extradition while clinging to a tarnished reputation. How do you think his story might have turned out if he had shown more restraint? 8. Donald Trump. Pre-presidency struggles. Long before becoming president, Donald Trump faced significant financial woes. In the 1990s, his over-leveraged ventures in Atlantic City casinos and real estate led to 6 corporate bankruptcies. Trump's flashy lifestyle was at odds with his crumbling financial empire. But Trump proved remarkably adept at negotiation, securing deals that allowed him to recover. He even managed to maintain a luxurious image during the crisis. Love him or hate him, his story shows resilience and overconfidence, even if it came at the cost of others losing their jobs and investments. Trump's ability to navigate financial storms remains a fascinating chapter in his controversial career. 7. Richard Fuld. The fall of Lehman Brothers. Richard Fuld, nicknamed the Gorilla of Wall Street, led Lehman Brothers to massive success. But his relentless pursuit of risky profits turned the firm into the face of the 2008 financial crisis. Ignoring warnings about the housing bubble, Fuld bet heavily on subprime mortgages, pushing Lehman into financial ruin. When the bubble burst, Lehman filed for the largest bankruptcy in U.S. history, wiping out $600 billion in assets and triggering global economic chaos. Once a billionaire, Fuld became a symbol of unchecked greed and arrogance. The takeaway? Reckless leadership doesn't just ruin fortunes. It can devastate entire economies and millions of lives. Would you have taken such risks, knowing the stakes? 6. Elon Musk. Early Tesla struggles. Did you know Elon Musk almost went bankrupt before becoming one of the wealthiest people in the world? Back in 2008, Musk was juggling 2 struggling companies, Tesla and SpaceX. Tesla was hemorrhaging money, and SpaceX had failed its first 3 rocket launches. Desperation kicked in, and Musk poured his personal savings into keeping Tesla afloat, even borrowing money to cover daily expenses. As bankruptcy loomed, a last-minute funding round saved both companies. Musk's resilience transformed near failure into astronomical success, but it's a stark reminder that even today's titans face moments of uncertainty. Ask yourself, what would you risk to save your dreams? 5. Adolf Merkel. The risk that cost everything. Adolf Merkel, a German industrialist, built a $12.8 billion empire in pharmaceuticals and cement. But a disastrous bet on Volkswagen stock in 2008 led to financial ruin. Merkel's short-selling gamble backfired when Volkswagen's stock unexpectedly surged. Overwhelmed by debt and stress, he tragically took his own life in 2009. His story is a somber reminder of how speculative risks can destroy even the most stable legacies. Would you have taken such a gamble knowing the stakes? 4. Alan Stanford, the lavish Ponzi schemer. Alan Stanford seemed to have it all: private jets, yachts, and a $2.2 billion fortune built on what he claimed were high-return investments. But his empire was nothing more than a $7 billion Ponzi scheme, leaving 30,000 investors devastated. Stanford's downfall came when regulators uncovered fake financial statements, exposing the fraud. He received a 110-year prison sentence, and many victims recovered little of their lost money. This story is a chilling reminder to always question deals that seem too good to be true. What would you do if someone promised you guaranteed high returns? 3. Sam Bankman-Fried, the crypto king's collapse. Sam Bankman-Fried was once the poster boy of cryptocurrency innovation, with a net worth of $26 billion at his peak. But his company, FTX, imploded in 2022 when it was revealed that customer funds had been mismanaged to cover debts. The scandal rocked the crypto world, wiping out billions and leading to multiple criminal charges against Bankman-Fried. His meteoric rise and equally rapid fall serve as a cautionary tale about the importance of trust and transparency in emerging industries. Can the world of crypto rebuild its reputation after such a high-profile disaster? 2. Elizabeth Holmes, the rise and fall of Theranos. Elizabeth Holmes promised to revolutionize healthcare with her company, Theranos. At its peak, the biotech startup was valued at $9 billion, and Holmes became a billionaire on paper. But the technology she touted didn't work. Whistleblowers exposed the fraud, leading to her conviction in 2023. Investors lost millions, and patients faced potential harm from faulty tests. Holmes's fall from grace underscores the dangers of valuing hype over substance. How much do you trust companies claiming groundbreaking innovation? 1. Bernie Madoff, the mastermind behind the largest Ponzi scheme. Topping our list is Bernie Madoff, whose name has become synonymous with financial fraud. For decades, Madoff orchestrated a Ponzi scheme that defrauded over 37,000 victims out of $64.8 billion in fake returns. When the 2008 financial crisis hit, investors scrambled to withdraw funds, exposing the fraud. Even his own sons reported him to authorities after his confession. Madoff was sentenced to 150 years in prison, where he died in 2021. This is more than a story of greed. It's a tragedy that left families, charities, and retirees in financial ruin. Would you have questioned his too-good-to-be-true returns? And there you have it. 10 billionaires who soared to unimaginable heights, only to crash in spectacular fashion. These stories reveal that wealth is never immune to risk, hubris, or unforeseen crises. Which of these tales shocked you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you love uncovering dramatic stories of triumph and failure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Join us again on Wonderscape, where we bring you the stories that shape our world.